This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Wednesday, ladies.
Hump day.
Yeah, the camel. Mike. So everybody's here. Nobody won the lotto.
Wait, it is Wednesday?
Wait, I thought is the lotto done?
It's Wednesday.
What day did you think it was? Thursday or Tuesday?
I thought it was Tuesday.
Well, there you go.
No.
Are you happy it's Wednesday?
Yeah.
I am happy it's Wednesday.
Mazel tov.
I'm a big fan of Wednesdays, but nobody won the lotto, so we're all here.
Tori made it seem like I still had a chance.
No, well, it's going to roll over into $1 billion, so we might not be here next week. But
I might not show up next week.
if you won, would you come to work? Let's be honest. Be
Can I be
perfectly
honest?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a camera hog, so yes.
Yeah? $1 billion you'd come to work, Erica?
I would pay for the whole production to get moved to wherever I want to be.
Oh.
Really? Wow.
Well, it sounds like we're broadcasting from Bali this week.
I kind of hope if I don't win, you win. How about you?
I would just go with Erica's plan.
But what if you won? Would you go to work?
Well, I would tell Erica to enact the plan, give her half the money.
You guys are nuts.
You would never.
What about
I'd never
you?
see you again.
Gone.
Like you're one of my closest friends, and I'd never see you again.
Probably not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, probably
Jeff
not.
is one of your closest friends?
In some ways.
In some ways.
No, I wouldn't leave you guys in a spot, but I'd be like, I'm definitely leaving because you think I'm asking someone an email, hey, I'm gonna travel the world. Is it cool if I leave for a couple weeks? No.
Bye.
Well, that's never gonna happen. So I love everybody.
We probably
All
do
right.
special and have you come in every city that you went to, every country.
Get real. All right. Candace Cameron Bure is speaking out after being labeled rude. Ooh. How rude, right? The connection there?
Yep.
That just popped in my head. It wasn't a great one. Candace said she was shocked when JoJo Siwa called her out as the rudest celebrity she's ever met. And if you don't know what happened on TikTok, JoJo quickly flashed her phone revealing pics of the rudest, nicest, coolest celebs she's ever met. And fans quickly noticed Candace's photo as the rudest. So Candace reached out to JoJo and found out she apparently snubbed JoJo on the red carpet when she was 11.
Wow.
Watch.
JoJo, I'm so sorry. And she's like, yeah, no, you weren't even mean. And she goes, and I get it now as an adult when you're on the red carpet and everything's happening and you're being pulled in different directions. But at that time I was 11 and I go, and I kind of broke your 11-year-old heart. I didn't take a picture with you. And I was like, oh, I feel crummy. JoJo, I'm so sorry.
So Candace said she and JoJo are good now, but cautioned anyone to be mindful of what they post about others. I don't know if that was a shot back.
Yeah, but say, just end it at the sorry.
Well, sorry about what? Candace Cameron doesn't have to apologize. I'm thinking JoJo's wrong here.
Well, her public apology was to keep that whole image of I'm so nice and sweet and Full House and everybody's
Hallmark Channel.
girl next door, Hallmark Channel movie girl. So like, why would you not apologize to the 11-year-old girl whom heart you broke? Like, it's kind of
When you were walking by thousands of people and you didn't notice one person, you have to apologize for that?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
And why call her out on that? That's terrible. Michael Jordan's my idol. I've seen him walk by. Am I mad about that he didn't pick me up like his dog?
Michael Jordan never claimed himself to be the household man of America, right? He really been
So
minding
you're
his
on
own
JoJo's
business.
side.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. For calling people out for no reason. How about you?
No reason.
Yeah, you got walked by when you were 11.
A kid is
Get
screaming
over
hi.
it. Get
If
over
a kid
it.
screams hi to me and I walk past him, I will be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
This
today.
is exactly why I would never come back to television. I'd be out of here on a boat looking at dolphins that have no opinion if I snub them or not.
Dolphins actually have a lot of opinions, but that's a different story.
Okay.
I will say this. I don't love the call out because I think you can snub someone by accident and you can ruin a whole career by it. However, I think Candace absolutely needed to apologize because apparently on that red carpet, which I did some research, she was hugging a lot of people and snubbed this poor 11-year-old. And if you want to be DJ Tanner and make money on Hallmark and Lifetime, you got to be America's sweetheart and you can't be the one that kicked the kitten. You can't.
She didn't kick a kitten. She walked by a person.
I I think we've lost sight of how social media works. Like, Tori, you can say you don't love the call out, but you literally make a living doing it.
I do.
You know,
I do.
I mean, we have to be mindful that,
very
like,
true.
a part, and then also, people want to be a part of the conversation. Sometimes the part of the conversation is positive reinforcement. Sometimes it's negative reinforcement. But the thing is, it's like, I don't mind, like, people are always going to say things, they're going to talk about you. I don't mind being talked about or thought about. It's the fact that I'm being thought about. You know, like, whether that's negative energy or it's positive energy. For some people, saying something negative about me is the same thing as someone saying something positive about me. It does the same thing. So for Candace to respond, which I'm sure she only did because she was probably being flooded by all these people saying, JoJo Siwa called you rude. So of course she's going to say something just to be like, I wanted to clarify it wasn't intentional. Move on. Like, that's just how the game is played. A lot of people make a lot of money doing this.
I want out of the game. I don't like it. But that was a good spin. Mayim Bialik might look different today if social media had been around when she was a teen. Speaking on Justin Long's podcast, Mayim says she was insecure about her appearance when she was younger. Let's have a listen.
I probably would have asked for plastic surgery. I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah, wow.
You know, like, a lot of girls would get a nose job at 16 in a lot of circles.
Yes.
I definitely wished that I had a different face, which I think is also, you know, a lot of kids go through that, boys and girls. I think if social media had existed, though, I don't know, you know, if that pressure would not have gotten to me in a way that I would have said, like, I can do it different.
So Mayim also said that no young actors looked like her when she was on Blossom in the 80s and was often teased for being a weirdo when she was in junior high.
This gives me such Jennifer Grey vibes, doesn't it? Do you guys remember in Dirty Dancing?
For sure.
Jennifer Grey was so good, and then she got that nose job, and she just lost that one thing that made her Jennifer Grey, and she like had a very hard time finding work again. For Blossom, a lot of people talked about her nose and how big it was. Excuse me, Mayim Bialik. And I think she might not have had a long enduring career had she changed, because people want to see Blossom not change.
Well, it really is the gag about
That's an ironic statement.
Why?
You want to see Blossom not change?
Blossom.
I think that's just the gag about having, like, the what makes you unique. It's either you lean into it,
right,
and that's the thing that sets you apart, that makes you able to be marketable, or you lean away from it, and that might hinder your career as well. I mean, I think the Jennifer Grey scenario is a perfect scenario of that. But when you're young and you just want to fit in,
yeah, you do anything.
It's really hard. Like, I sent that text or a screenshot to you about the argument there was on someone else's, a big name, posted something a video of me, and the argument was about if my plastic surgeon
that's right.
was a good plastic surgeon, or if I shouldn't have gotten a plastic surgeon to get my nose done. And so my confusion was, I've never gotten my nose done, so does that mean I need to get my nose done, or that my nose naturally was something that seemed like it had been perfected by a plastic surgeon? So had I thought about that 20 years ago, I likely would have been trying to do things. Same thing as, like, you know, when I thought I was going to get a breast augmentation. Thankfully, I was poor, so I couldn't get a breast augmentation. But, you know, it affects you more when you don't really have a sense of who you are.
And I think some adults have trouble navigating social media, so it's really hard for a kid to do, especially a kid in the limelight that's comparing themselves to kids that have on filters and all these other things that are not presenting life as it is when it's reality.
That's true.
Yeah. Do you think life was harder? I just have specific stories in my head for kids that were in the 80s like Mayim and other famous actors when they didn't have a voice, as opposed to having too much of a voice now?
I think having no social media in my mind would have been a lot easier. I didn't have it when I was going through high school or college at the very end. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, me too, but I'm talking about, like, young kids in Hollywood. We'll talk in the break specifically.
I don't know, the advocacy, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because there was some sketchy
There was some sketchy stuff going on that may not have happened had it been for social media. I don't know. Who knows? Coming up on DBL, he's been attacked by a shark twice. We're joined by a wildlife biologist on the show to stay safe on your vacation this summer. Maybe we should talk to someone who didn't get attacked.
Oh, my God.
And it's dividing the internet. Did you watch TV or movies with subtitles? We're talking about it with people who don't watch movies.
No.
I'm kidding.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is all new every day. So what I was referring to, I don't know if you're catching my drift, Tori. I had the Coreys in the back of my head.
I was thinking of Corey Haim immediately.
Corey Feldman and Corey.
Feldman. If you guys don't know, these allegations of, and then Elijah Wood has confirmed this in his way, young kids in the 80s had a pedophiliac ring that was going around, and still no one has been held accountable. The Coreys have said it. One ended up passing away. Elijah Wood was young and also confirmed it. So people have asked Macaulay Culkin. He hasn't really commented on it. But had they had social media, would it have been another Dr. Larry Nassar, remember, where they could have spoken out, had a voice, had some transparency, and held somebody accountable? And I don't know why I'm talking like that. I think there was a lot of hairspray, and now I'm trying to cough it away.
It's always that conversation, like, does the good outweigh the bad on social media?
Yeah, the risk versus the reward, right?
Yeah, does it outweigh the bad?
And, like, I can speak to
kids
someone
also have all these challenges on social media, like, almost feeling like they need to speak up now. Because, like, sometimes it's, like, cool. Like, I've always learned, give someone else the floor. You don't always have to take the floor if there's something happening, if it doesn't directly make you feel passionate.
Right. Oh, for sure.
But sometimes with kids, it's like, you feel like you're a celebrity. What do you feel about this issue? Like, maybe you don't have an opinion about the
And especially if you get a little notoriety for whatever it is that you said or topic that you're tackling, now you have to be that person forever.
Right, you're like labeled as this activist, but really, you just wanted people to be treated equal in this space. And
right, and now everyone expects everything you say to be that, and you're like, whoa.
Because we do it, an example of an adult, LeBron, he spoke up on one issue, and now it's like, where are you here? Where are you here? People, and if he doesn't speak up, if he does, shut up and play ball. Like,
right, people mock him for what he said.
He can't just be, that's why Michael Jordan notoriously didn't speak about anything.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart move on his part. But, like, I wouldn't want social media as a kid. Hell no. Like, if I had social media.
I went and spoke at a high school graduation.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the images, I'm reading.
Yeah, if you read fast. And my poor
Welcome back. A new survey says that 70% of Gen Zers or people in their teens and early 20s prefer to watch TV and movies with the subtitles turned on. The main reason, they said, is because of muddled audio from a poor audio mixer. What are they watching? Or issues with the streaming quality on their TV or computer. They also turn on subtitles when watching a show with accents or a lot of slang, and people also watch shows in public places, so they want to be rude and they turn their subtitles on. I don't do this at all.
I always do it.
Really? I think for me, it's distracting if I don't need to.
I read really, really quickly, which is a skill I'm very happy to have. But I read, I look, and I also feel as if on Instagram, everything has become subtitled. People have captions on everything they do, because some people turn their sound all the way down. So now I just keep it up. I can turn it down, I can cook and watch and read and get the whole story anyway.
I cook and read?
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff at once.
No. See, that's exactly the reason why I don't use subtitles is because I'm generally multitasking, so I'm not reading it, I'm listening, and then I'm waiting for something, a reaction that I then look at if I'm like cooking or something. But for social media and stuff, it's very important to use closed caption just because it's inclusive.
Yeah, really.
But when you do it and you don't necessarily need to do it on television, your closed captions or your subtitles are going faster than the punchline a lot of times. So like, it is. So like, if it's a competition, like I'm watching F-Boy Island, I don't want to know.
What's that about?
Don't even. I don't know who's a nice guy and who, I want to know when they tell me. I don't want to know before, and then you watch a comedy special, you read the actual joke, and it's like, it's not funny anymore because there needs to be nuance in delivery.
I keep the subtitles on all the time, but I also don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't even watch it while I'm cooking. I watch it when I'm sitting down, like, oh my God, I gotta watch this. And so the subtitles on, I'm like, oh, I'm like reading it as I go, like a novel. It almost feels like exciting. I know that's like corny, but that's the grandma, I guess, in Tori and I.
We should just say something crazy, so if someone's watching the show with the subtitles on, someone has to spell it all out. So go ahead.
I also want to say this. Bong Joon-ho, he directed Parasite. He won an Oscar, and he said this great quote: "Once you overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you'll be introduced to so many more amazing films." And that's foreign. I really, really impress you guys to look at different TV stations in different parts of the world. It's fabulous.
Money Heist is a great one on Netflix.
Money Heist is amazing.
You impress
Subtitles
us to
only.
watch it?
Yeah, Borgen. I want.
That's a word? All right, we'll be right back.
What'd I say?
Impress us to watch it?
On social media, you'll find a lot of posts about monkeypox, including many questioning whether it should be considered a sexually transmitted disease or infection, since it's spreading primarily among men who have sex with men. So we set out to verify how it spreads with the help of our sources: Dr. William Schaffner from Vanderbilt University, Dr. Amish Adalja from Johns Hopkins University, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And right out of the gate, we could tell you that no, monkeypox is not considered an STI. According to the CDC, an STI is defined as a disease that passes from one person to another through sex. So, does monkeypox fit this description? Dr. Schaffner says that there's been some debate about this. It is spreading between sexual partners, but that's mostly due to the close contact.
Although it may not be technically a sexually transmitted infection, it is being now transmitted in the vast majority of cases through sexual skin-to-skin intimacies.
Our other expert, Amish Adalja, says more studies need to be done to find out if the virus is also spread through sexual transmission. Although at this point, what we do know is that it's spread through skin-to-skin contact.
If somebody has monkeypox lesions on their body and they rub against another person's body parts, that infectious material can transfer from the monkeypox lesion to the other person's intact skin.
Which our experts say likely explains how children have become infected through close contact.
If the lesion is out on a part of the body where a child could, by hugging their dad, touch that lesion, then that would be a mode of transmission.
As of now, skin-to-skin contact is the primary way that this virus spreads. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back. Take a look at that great white. It's Shark Week, and earlier we got to talk about it and the rising rate of shark attacks in America. Check out our interview with wildlife biologist and co-founder of Fantasticus Pictures, Forrest Galante. I have to start with this because it's the best party story ever. You've been attacked by sharks twice. Can you paint the picture for us? How did it go down, and really, what did it feel like to get bit? And just like, be real.
Yeah, of course, being bitten by sharks is not great, right? Ever, regardless of the situation. But I want to be very clear before I even tell one of these stories. Both times it was 100% my fault, not the shark's fault, right? I was in their environment. I was pushing the limits. And one of the times, quite recently, just a couple years ago, right there, I'm feeding lemon sharks off the back of the boat, and I turned to talk to the camera, which you guys can understand, and sure enough, you know, here's the scar a couple years later. I lost concentration for 1 second, and as I looked back, the shark was coming right at me, and I just pulled away at the very last second, and one tooth just nicked me. Wow. So it wasn't exactly a full-on attack or anything, but I did get a good slice.
But you also do now have the best story at any party or bar you go to. Like, oh, how'd I get this? Shark attack. What about you?
Okay.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Exactly. I can use that shark attack pickup line anywhere I go.
Forrest, I'm just so glad that you yourself are dedicating your life to helping, one, conserve sharks, but also to stop demonizing them. So many people demonize them. So many people have no idea how they are as creatures. In fact, yesterday we were talking about a great white shark. I don't know if you've seen this insane footage. If not, we have it right here where the great white is attacking a diver in a plastic shark cage. We talked about it, like I said, earlier this week. But we wanted to ask you as an expert, why would any random person choose to do this? I get it, like someone like you, but why do people do this?
Well, to be clear, that's a scene from Shark Week, from Great White Open Ocean, which aired on Shark Week a couple days ago. And, you know, the thing about Shark Week, the thing about science as a whole, guys, is it is an ever-evolving understanding, right? And so in order to gain this understanding, sometimes scientists like myself and like Jim Harrington there have to put ourselves in harm's way. You know, where the line gets blurry is where it becomes sort of stuntish and perhaps not as significant as it is scientific. And so, you know, I don't really know the situation there. I haven't seen that show, but should you be hanging out in a plexiglass box with a fired up great white shark around? No, it's not a good idea. Nobody should be doing that.
That's interesting. Well, it's weird to talk to you because my best friend in the world, his name is Forrest as well, and he's a marine biologist. So I don't know if that name pushes people. Yeah, it's really,
the ocean,
it's really cool. And
you go the other way, really. Yeah.
Well, you know, he and I became friends in Miami, and obviously that coastline, there's a lot of sharks, and shark attacks are on the rise. So, like, what can people hanging out on the beach, wherever they may be, do to protect themselves?
Or swimmers. I like to swim in the ocean.
Swims.
Yeah, and those are good questions, guys. You know, the best method of protection is to avoid sharks. And what I mean by that is don't be scared, don't stay at home, don't not go to the beach. Just make intelligent choices and decisions as a beachgoer. So, for instance, don't go swimming near river mouths, right? Sharks like to hunt in those areas. Don't go in the water at dawn and dusk. Sharks are crepuscular hunters. Don't go swimming where people are fishing and throwing bait and catching dead fish into the water. Some of the less known ones, things like don't wear like shiny, flashy, say sequence bathing suits into the ocean, because that glittering flash, even having a set of keys on you, that can look like a bait fish, right? Crunching water bottles, taking a Gatorade bottle or a beer can in the ocean and crunching that, that'll simulate the sound of fish bones getting crunched. And those kind of things can attract.
Whoa.
So just having a little understanding and being smart, going swimming in the middle of the day, not taking trash into the ocean, not wearing, you know, glittery swimsuits, whoever has those. You know, those kind of things.
The biggest tragedy.
Yeah, that was directed at you for sure.
Yeah, she has to get rid of her sequence metallic glitter suit. They work in Vegas.
Yeah, less rhinestones, more fabric, guys. That's the message here.
Okay, so Forrest, we got to talk about your new show, The Island of Walking Sharks. It's coming out on the 27th, July 27th. What exactly is a walking shark? Because it sounds
so cool.
Terrifying.
What is that?
Well, first of all, it's nothing to be scared of. As you can see there, they are these stunning little 2-foot-long sharks. And in Papua New Guinea, where my team and I go to film this show, there is rumor that 3 different species of walking cat shark, also known as Epaulet sharks, are using this very specialized ability that they've evolved over millions of years to take their pectoral and pelvic fins and sort of crawl along the sea floor. And they're using that, as it's rumored, to actually leave the water and walk out onto land. And so we go there to try and film this behavior, and that's what you're seeing right there.
It's like evolution in motion.
Thank you so much for chatting with us, Forrest. We could talk to you all day. Be sure to tune into Discovery Channel to watch Forrest in Fantastic Us Pictures' latest special, The Island of Walking Sharks, premiering July 27th. We'll be right back. Thanks, Forrest.
Thanks, Forrest.
I'm watching that. Thanks, Forrest.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Dozens of Verify viewers reached out to us with questions about the U.S. releasing oil from its Strategic Petroleum Reserve. A Reuters article claims that at least 5 million barrels of that oil has ended up in other countries. And you asked us to find out if this really happened. So let's verify. Has oil from U.S. reserves been sent to other countries? Our sources are the Department of Energy, Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy, Ed Hers, a University of Houston Energy Fellow, and Hugh Daigle with the University of Texas at Austin. When the U.S. releases oil from its reserves, it doesn't automatically go to American refineries. Instead, the DOE puts barrels up for sale in a global auction. The idea is the more oil available for sale, the lower the demand and price. During the last auction on June 14th, the U.S. sold about 40 million barrels, including some that were bought by subsidiaries of companies run by foreign countries, including China, Norway, and Saudi Arabia. Hers tells Verify some of the winning buyers sent oil from the reserve overseas. Daigle points to a report from trade analytics firm Kepler that he says estimated 5 million barrels of oil sold at the June auction went abroad. So, yes, oil from U.S. reserves has been sent to other countries. The auction winners are legally allowed to do whatever they want with the oil they buy, like process it at American refineries or ship it overseas. The U.S. used to ban exporting crude oil worldwide, but in 2015, Congress lifted the ban after crude oil production nearly doubled during the previous 6 years. Since then, Presidents Obama, Trump, and Biden have all sold crude oil from the nation's reserves to the global market. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Since the 988 hotline went live last weekend, there have been claims circulating online like this one. If you call the 988 suicide hotline, they may send cops and paramedics to your house. So is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are Louise Quilton, the president of the Winston-Salem chapter of the National Alliance of Mental Illness, the FCC, and Vibrant Emotional Health. Wilton says when someone calls 988, they're connected to a trained mental health professional. That person will talk with the caller to determine their needs. She says they can also connect the caller to multiple trained counselors in the area.
And that is a team of trained mental health therapists who can either talk to you on the phone or come to where you are and engage with you, listen to you, and identify what the immediate crisis is.
Calling 911 is the counselor's last resort, and only 2% of calls require 911 dispatch.
I don't think the person who answers the phone would send police unless they felt like you were in immediate danger of hurting yourself or someone else.
So we can verify, yes. If you call 988, police may be dispatched to your house, but it is under specific circumstances and is rare.
Is your skin showing its age? Truth is, we're all looking for ways to age gracefully, and millions of women are celebrating their smoother, more youthful-looking skin thanks to Crepe Erase. Crepe Erase is clinically shown to reduce the look of crepey-looking skin and deliver an incredible 48 hours of hydration. Recent DBL guest and award-winning actress Jane Seymour has been using Crepe Erase for years, and her skin looks amazing at 71 years young. Crepe Erase contains 9 super hydrators and the exclusive True Firm Complex, a powerful blend of naturally derived plant extracts. This breakthrough in skincare science quenches dry skin, promotes natural elasticity, and protects skin from UV damage after just one use. 80% of users saw an instant reduction in their look of their skin. Visit crepeerase.com today or call 800-682-7730 for a limited time offer. You'll get 4 free gifts and free shipping with your order, plus a 60-day money-back guarantee. Mile high.
I want to try that.
I'm out of breath.
Shoot.
Yeah? Well, you get some gifts with it.
I like to be moisturized. It's dry out here in Denver, let me tell you.
What's crepey skin? What?
It's yeah, please explain it.
Well, it can be thin, dry skin as you get older. You know, it also is very therapeutic to have something to actually manage that moisture level, because it can be kind of painful.
Oh.
I don't know what's smoother, Crepe Erase or my poetic voice when I was reading
Definitely
that.
not that voice.
Definitely that voice.
We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.